I was leading bicycling trips all over the world for about 10 years. Usually my first stop I would make when I would get to a new town or a village is just finding the local cafe.
Off to work I go.
That was really when I began appreciating the correlation between cafes and cycling. And the thought came into my mind of, this could be good in San Francisco. One of my goals with opening this cafe was encouraging people to get on their bicycles. There was a new program in the city for cafes and restaurants to actually be certified sustainable. It's having people change their habits. People just need to be reminded that if they can just bring their own coffee cup in for a cup of coffee, down the road it is saving trees. In Europe, they don't even have to-go cups. That's not an option. And so I try to encourage that here also, as far as having the European slant. I want people to ride their bikes here, and so they actually sit down and they're not rushing and racing off. They actually are able to be at peace for a little bit for a relaxing cup of coffee.
Radio African Kitchen was started about 3.5 years ago out of my garage. After a year and a half of running, Meg Lynch, the owner of Velo Rouge Cafe, was so impressed. She said, well, I had a cafe. Would you like to do to my cafe?
I had always been intrigued with the whole concept of underground kitchens. Some friends of mine told me about a Skinder doing Radio Africa in his home.
She wrote me a big letter saying, I just opened a cafe. Would you be into it to do it maybe once a week?
People already were coming to the cafe, and so then to be able to give an opportunity for people to have dinner here worked out really well.
I'm just quickly searing a hamachi, and they're gonna finish it off slow cooking in the oven. The only spice in there is saffron, but it's all fresh herbs from my garden, which is a lemon thyme, lemongrass. Either the black lentils cooked in shallots, ginger, olive oil to go for the salad, which is arugula salad with tangerines, roasted beets, sort of a takeoff between Italy and North Africa.
Radio Africa fits in very well with the sustainable aspect because that is what his whole philosophy is also.
I create the menu based on the conversation I have with the farmers and the fishmongers. What's coming up next? What's good next week? Can we bring this? To me, sustainability is where the food comes from, the people we work with, the employees we have, and how we treat our neighbors where we work. We have slow-cooked hamachi, saffron spinach, and vegetable alija. On top of it, it gets the tomato, pistachio essence. The one on my left is eggplant tagine. So many restaurants, I think they're too isolated, it's too business-like. The way I grew up in Ethiopia was that when we ate, we always ate with people, with friends and a family. And I remember it was always happy times. If it is a family style, it sparks a conversation.
Okay, we're going to start you off here.
One of the best results I got through Radio Africa is when people come in to dine, how happy they leave the restaurant.
So I went over to the real estate place and I said,
Their eyes sparkle and they're happy to see me and they're happy to be here. They feel like part of the community, which is, to me, that's where I get all the benefits.
fantastic.